walk through for me. Hey, I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these staring when I walk through. I done made a few bands when I walk through. Watch me, hey, watch me walk through.
So listen, hola, como estas, beautiful people? It is still Sunday. It's still Sunday. I've done a lot today. Don't mind all of my beautiful bags. This is not my room. This is not my house that I'm at. I've been staying with my mom because I'm in transition. Before I get into the word, sometimes when God is shifting you to something greater or something bigger, he sometimes puts you in situations where you're uncomfortable. But then, even in that discomfort, he makes you comfortable. I want to make it make sense to y'all, but you have to live. Like, you have to live by faith to understand what I'm saying. So, anybody that knows me, like, I am such a neat, clean freak, right? Like, I need things in order. I need things clean. I need things fresh. I need things. So I asked God, you know, to show me, to shift me, because I had got a new job, a new promotion, all this great stuff. And even with blessing me, I had to be uncomfortable. So when I say uncomfortable, it's not like it's anything wrong with being at my mom's house. But when you have your own house, when you have your own space, to try to confine and condense yourself and your things and your stuff into somebody else's space. One, I don't never want to make anybody else feel uncomfortable when they go home. Two, I know how it is to have people living with you, and sometimes you just need your time and space. So I try to be gone from here as much as possible. I work about 10, 11 hours a day. So I'm gone before they wake up. And by the time I'm coming home from work, after work, I go to the gym. So I try to get here at least like no later than 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, because I try to stay out of the way. And for me, that's what makes me uncomfortable, because I don't like to crowd other people's space. I don't like it. I try to like respect people's space and time. So all that to say, but it being here at my mom's house, this is the most comfortable I've ever been. Like, so I have peace of mind here, although I'm condensed to this small space. But I'm content wherever I am. And it's only temporary, because God is getting ready to shift something else to happen. So I had to come here while I prepare my house for something else, just so that could prepare me for something bigger So I said all that to say that sometimes it might feel like you're going back a few steps, and it's not necessarily going back a few steps. Sometimes God is just putting you in a place just for a moment, so that he can set up what he needs to do with everything else. So don't pay attention to my background. I said all that to say that. But those are my clothes. And I would hang them up in this closet, but I already got clothes hung up in that closet. And my kids still got stuff here. So it's like me and her stuff like in here. So that's my stuff. And that's her bed for her facials. We got a lot going on here, but guess what? All this stuff is gonna have a right place in just a little bit of time. You just so so the whole point of this video, long story short, is to tell you about church today. Yes, I'm in my favorite onesie. I got this for Christmas, y'all. One of my coworkers got it. And I did cry. Yes, I cried when she gave. And I'm not a crier, but it's been an emotional 2 months. This is around the time that I lost some of the people I love. So I get a little emotional. And then I'm big on family. Like, I'm really family oriented. So when I don't get to see all of my family and stuff for the holidays, I get emotional. Don't mind me. You probably won't ever see me cry, but I do get emotional. Anywho. Church today. So... So how can I sum this up? Because I've already been going for about 4 minutes. Okay. So the goal is to try to tell you everything that happened in 10 minutes. So we have 4 minutes already, like 4:30, right? Here we go. Real quick. So first and foremost, he came from Genesis 37, starting at verse 5. I'm going to tell you what the story is about. If I tell you the story, you should know what book it's in, I think. But I believe it's in 37. If I'm not mistaken, it's Genesis 37, first book of the Bible. And it talks about how Joseph had a dream. I'm excited because I know what was said. But when you know the word of God, when certain stories come up, you kind of get excited about them already because you already know the outcome. We already know what happened. But anyway, let me break it down to you real quick. We're going to bring it down to your level and to your situation and your scenario, okay? So, it was talking about how Joseph had a dream. And it says he told his brothers the dream and they hated him even more. Well, in order to hate somebody even more, you have to already hate them, right? Right. But even though he knew his brothers hated him, he still told them the vision. He told them the dream. He told them the promise that God had given him while he was resting. Oh, I love it. You know why I love stuff like this? This is a sidebar. Because a lot of people be like, you know, you got to move in silent. You got to do this in silent. But God says, no, speak those things that are not as though they were. What you speak will manifest itself. That's why I tell people, be careful what you say. You got to learn. You have to reprogram yourself to rephrase certain sentences. You got to start speaking life. So if I'm not going to say, oh, I can't do that. God, show me how to do this. God, I want to be able to do this. I don't say what I cannot do because there's nothing that I can't do because God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I can ask or think of. So I'm not putting a limit or a cap on my God. He can do all things. Everything but fail. Anywho, back to the word. So it said his brothers hated him even more. Well, let's go back because oftentimes we don't want to tell people about our vision, about our dream, about our promise because we feel like, oh, they're going to hate on us, they're going to be jealous or this and that. What you have to understand is this. When God has favor on your life, nobody can block it. That's the enemy job, is to try to distract you. The enemy job is to hate on you, to be jealous of you. That is the enemy's job. Don't get mad that the enemy is operating in the spirit that it does. It comes to kill, steal, and destroy. What do you expect? But when God gives you a promise, don't be afraid of the warfare that comes with it. Because through the process, God is still going to God is still going to reign over every situation. Like literally, there's nothing he can't do. So moving on. So it said it hated him even more. So let's talk about why they hated him in the first place. Long story short, he was Jacob's favorite. Jacob is also Israel. He was the 12th son of Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. 12. And he loved Jacob the most. Why? Because if you know the story, Jacob wanted to marry Rachel. That was the first one he wanted to marry. Well, Rachel's father was a little slick. And he didn't feel like Jacob should pick Rachel because Rachel was not the oldest. Anywho, so he pretty much had to marry Rachel's sister. He had babies with Rachel's sister, 11 of them. He loved them, but he didn't love them as much as he loved Jacob. Jacob came from the woman he was in love with. And Joseph came why Jacob was in his old age. It was a beautiful thing. Jacob loved Joseph so much that he made him a coat of many colors. He loved this boy. And that's why Jacob's 11 brothers hated him. So then when Jacob came and told them the dream that the Lord had blessed him with, they hated him even more. But guess what? It is up there. I love stuff like this. Joseph went to sleep and had another dream. God is going to keep blessing you. I'm telling you, it pays to be faithful to God. It pays to be favored by God. It pays to be obedient to the word of God, because when God is in the blessing business, when it is your season, it is your era, it is your turn, it is your time, can nobody stop the blessings of God? Can nobody stop the hand of God that is on your life? When you stay under the umbrella of God, when you stay under the pasture of God, that protection, that covering, that blessing, it is beautiful. Anyway, let's get back to the story because I get sidetracked when I talk about God. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm coming back to the story, coming back to the story. Anyway, it talks about how they hated him even more. Had another dream, woke up, told him about the dream. They hated him even more. So much. You know, jealousy, hatred, envy, those things will cause people to do some really evil things to you. People will start to plot your downfall. People will try to set up traps for you to get caught up in. People will literally try to destroy your name and your character. But I'm going to tell you about the God that I serve. God says that all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. So whatever you try to set up for my downfall, everything that I have to face, whether good, bad, happy, or sad, God said I'm going to work it out for your greater good. Why? Because you love me. And I love God. Love him. So the story goes on. So I don't know if y'all know the story, but for those who don't know the story, Joseph was having dreams about him being second in command, about him being in a position to be able to feed and provide for his family. He was having dreams where his brothers were bowing down to him. He didn't know what was going on, but he saw this in the dream. They didn't like it. So what did they do? They put your boy in a pit. Anybody ever been in a pit? Anybody ever been in a pit? Anybody ever got put in situations you just did not have your name on it? Anybody ever try to scandalize your name and tear your character down as if you are not who you've always been? Anybody ever try to take your life? Like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, like literally try to take your life. So one, they put him in the pit and set him off. They wanted him to, they thought they killed him. They went back to his daddy. They went back to Jacob and said, Joseph is dead. Your son is dead. Long story short, Jacob ended up with Pharaoh. He had so much favor on his life. Not only was he blessed, because we're all blessed, but some of us God favors. My grandmother said that it's okay to have favors because God has favorites. I get that from her. Don't mind me. She's my best friend, y'all. So, long story short, he ended up with Pharaoh. If you know anything about Pharaoh, Pharaoh was like the king, the president, the big dog. He runs that. But they didn't like the children of Israel. Zero. Did not. But anyway, he put Joseph second in charge. Joseph was the man, okay? But the long story short, what the message was about was, don't stop talking about the vision. Don't stop talking about the promise. Don't stop speaking life into that which God has already planted inside of you. If God gave you a vision to do something, go do it. If it's to start your business, start your vlog, start your family, whatever it is that God has started, begin in you. Let him finish it in you. Do not get discouraged about what anybody have to say, what anybody have to think, because guess what? Nobody has to live your life but you. As long as you're proud of what you're doing and what's coming out of you, what you're doing every day, it don't matter what anybody else think. You are not put on this earth to please man. You try to do that and you will never succeed. Your goal should be making sure you're pleasing to God and yourself. That's my goal. I want to be pleasing to God and I want to be happy with Sharon. As long as I'm happy, we're good. So what the word was talking about is don't dim your light. Don't try to dim your light so you don't outshine other people. You're not out there to try to outshine other people, but when the hands of God is on your life, you can't help but light up every room you walk in. You cannot help it that when you speak, you draw the attention of everyone. You cannot help the anointing that is on your life. You can't help it. So don't stop speaking your dreams. One thing I said this earlier, that which you speak, that which you feed will nourish. That which you feed will grow. That which you feed will increase. Anything you don't feed, anything you don't nourish, anything you don't take care of, it eventually dies. Take care of your spirit. Take care of your vision. Take care of your promise. What God gave you is yours. It is yours. I don't care who gets tired of me talking about the businesses I'm starting. I'm going to keep talking about them. I'm going to keep talking about them until they manifest themselves, because what we speak into the atmosphere manifests itself. God said, I already did it in heaven. I'm just waiting for you to manifest it down on here on earth. I'm going to keep speaking life into my business. I'm going to keep speaking life, me being a millionaire, me being able to retire the people that I love. Not just me. This is not just about me. It's bigger than me. Everything I do, I want to be able to give back. That's why when I give clothes away, I give them away. Everybody, you should sell them. They're still new. No. I like to be able to give to other people. Like, it is such a blessing to be in the position to give. And I want to get into the position where I'm never not able to give. You ever want to be able to give and somebody really need and you really want to help them, but you really can't help? You really can't help? I never want to have to tell anybody no. Now, understand this when I say that. Sometimes, I'm not saying no like, oh, Sharon, can you do this? No, I don't feel like doing that. I ain't doing it. But no, in the sense where if you need something that I have the ability or I have the means or I have the, the information, I have something that I could give you. I want to be able to give. Now, in doing so, sometimes people are not going to like it. And what I've learned is sometimes people will hate you because of who love you. We learned that with Jacob and Joseph. Because Jacob loved Joseph so much, his brothers hated him. They hated him simply because he was loved. So sometimes people will hate you because who you're attached to and who loves you and who speaks highly of you. And that's okay, because eventually what goes up has to come down, okay? And what I've learned is when you allow God to exalt you, when you allow God to put you in place, there is no coming down. There is no coming down. That's why it is so important for us to live holy. It's important for us to live a life that's pleasing to God, because I'm not the one that only calls on God when I need him. I'm the one that calls on God always. When everything is going well, I need him. When everything is going wrong, I need him. When I'm in complete peace, I need him. He is the peace that surpasses understanding. He is the way out of no way. He is the breakthrough. He is the overcoming. He is. He said, I am that I am. Yahshua, the anointed Messiah. God is so real. And when you learn to surrender all to him, he takes care of you. So don't be afraid to speak out the vision, to talk about it. Don't be quiet. You ain't got to move in silence, because we serve a big God and everything that he do is big. So he is not going to he's not going to do the minimum or the mediocre. He's going to blow your mind. He's going to blow your mind. And no matter how much people hate you or are jealous of you or whatever they feel, one thing they can never say is you are not blessed. One thing they cannot say is God's hand is not on your life, because they're going to try everything in this world to destroy you. But guess what? When the hand of God is on your life, it's nothing they can do. So keep talking about the vision. Keep speaking about the promises. Keep talking about the dreams, because we don't want to just talk about the dreams. We want to live the dreams. So the more you speak it, the more it will come to pass. The more you speak it, the more it starts to manifest itself. The more you, not just speaking it, but you got to believe this thing. I pray every day, God, increase my faith. Every day, God, increase my faith. I know they say all you need is the size of a mustard seed, but I want my faith to be big. And I want my faith to have no doubt, no confusion, no, oh, maybe, no, my God can, my God will, my God shall. That's what I'm living. Sharon, what you doing? Winning. Sharon, what you doing? Winning. Sharon, what you doing? Winning. I'm speaking life over everything that I touch, everything that I speak, everything that I do. I'm speaking life over it. I'm here right now, but the dream and the vision is bigger than what you see. I kid you not. Stay tuned. There is a lot more. So much more. I didn't get to tell you about everything that we learned today in church because I got too excited about that one part. But the moral of the story is, don't stop talking about your vision. Don't stop dreaming. I don't care who don't support you. Stop thinking that just because people are your family, they have to support you. They don't. It is not in the Bible that says, this is your cousin, they have to support everything you do. That's a lie. It's a mentality that we build on our own. It's not true. It's not real. Just because somebody is related to you does not mean they have to support everything you do. It would be nice. It would be a beautiful world if it did, but it's not. And it's okay. And you don't have to be mad about it. It is what it is. I have so much to talk to y'all about. I got to talk to y'all about the healing journey that I'm on. But this was Sunday. So y'all see why I be leaving church so excited and so filled? Because God is speaking directly to our hearts. And if you go with a heart to hear, if you go with a mindset to listen, if you go in expectations for God to show up and speak a word to you, he will do just that. He will do just that. So on this lovely night, good night. I really need to go to bed, y'all. And I don't have work tomorrow because tomorrow is Dr. Martin Luther King birthday. Go birthday. Go birthday. Go birthday. Okay, so I'm off tomorrow, but I still got stuff to do. But y'all, I'm tired. Your girl going to bed. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to this YouTube. Turn on that little bell so you'll know every time I'm uploading. Remember, Wednesdays and Sundays, I'm going to be giving you guys a snippet of the word. I was supposed to go 10 minutes, y'all. I'm at 21 minutes and 47 seconds. Y'all was supposed to stop your girl. Anyway, I'm down to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. I'm getting used to this whole camera thing and this whole vlogging. I'm loving it. But I'm still learning, y'all. So bear with your girl. I'm learning. Hopefully next time we'll have a better background other than my little clothes right there. Y'all see that? That's okay. That's okay. I'm grateful for the clothes back there, even though I would rather them all be hung up or put in drawers. But I don't have that space right now. But in a minute, your girl will have more than enough space. More than enough space. Okay? I love you guys. I can sit here and keep talking. I love you guys. Good night. Good night. Good night, beautifuls. Good night, beautifuls. Good night. My pretty little people. Have a good night.
Hey, why me walk through? Hey, why me walk through?